Hi friends, again today I am here myself Tamalika is with an awareness video regarding autism, attention deficit hyperactive disorders and other neurodevelopmental disorders. So it has come to notice that there are some statements from various special educators that those who are absolutely normal during the birth, all of a sudden they start showing behaviors of autistic spectrum of disorder or attention deficit hyperactive disorder. That is because of excessive use of mobile phones, excessive use of screen time. So I tell you my experience, and I have also collected a lot of questionnaires and got answers from various parents, that it is not always true. It is good that you should not give your child a mobile phone, to see a mobile phone, to get to because you have work, you cannot give time to your child, so you are making him engage or her engage with a mobile phone, so that will enhance the screen time and will lower his or her concentration. So the same goes for adults. Even if we are always in the mobile phones, always in the social media, always doing something with the mobile, we are also losing our concentration, our target, our goals. It is like what I can say, that you started liking it, like all the time it's let me see the mobile, let me surf the Facebook, let me surf the Instagram. So it's not a different fact for a child or an adult. But the difference lies over here that a child, if he is not given attention or she is not given attention by his or her parents, because that is the developmental milestone where a parents start making the child learn various kinds of activities, day-to-day activities, they imitate. You cannot just say that, okay, that particular child is in a mobile phone, that's why he or she has stopped imitating. It's not like that. Because other time he or she is interacting with parents or interacting with your family, so he or she should imitate. Can you give me one answer that most of the child who suffers from autism and attention deficit hyperactive disorders, they don't point to object? Why is it so? Is it just the mobile phone which is helping them to induce such negative behavior where they cannot point the object? As far as I know, that my child stopped pointing the objects, but as the time developed, as there was increase in his age, he started pointing. So what is that? So that is no doubt brain development. That is no doubt brain development which is slow, which may be fast in some other child, but slow for the child who is suffering from attention deficit hyperactive disorder or ASD. Again, I have one question, that there is some child who suffers from only ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. They have absolutely normal speech, a little bit of speech delay, but if you can solve that attention deficit hyperactive disorder by enhancing their concentration, various types of brain gym which enhance their concentration, you can also work on their speech. But there are certain child who have ASD, regressive autism, along with ADHD. So there it becomes very difficult for the, the educational instructors, special educators, speech pathologists to bring speech, to bring a change in their lives. So that is my observation. My child has changed after being vaccinated with some specific vaccine. I will not, because it's a public video, so I will not talk about that particular vaccine. But after vaccination, there is a devastating change in my child, and it has not come from any kind of mobile phones. If my child get to see a mobile phone, I have seen that my child do not look into the videos. Rather, my child hear the sound, take the sound of that particular song, take the sound of that particular rhymes. He is not looking into the video, he is only taking the sound. Even if he is given a mobile phone. Then how it is possible that only the screen time will result in the development of autistic spectrum of disorder and ADHD? It cannot be. My question to the research fraternity: a brain developmental disorder, some parts of the brain are overdeveloped, some parts of the brain are underdeveloped. Is it just environmental? Is it just induced? There has to have some mutations, some polymorphism, some genetic involvement, which either have been inherited, though that's why they are like that from birth, or it has been induced in the lifetime by either some kind of a mutagens, which may be a vaccine for some child, like it's a specificity, right? It may be any kind of other environmental factors. It may be exposure to heavy metals. You don't know. The water you drink, it may have heavy metals. You don't know. The food you eat, it may have heavy metals. So that can induce mutation in these genes, and there are multiple mutation in different kind of genes, which results in ASD as well as ADHD. So what is the outcome of this particular neurodevelopmental disorder? For genetic diseases like Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, Turner syndrome, Mendelian pattern, those who follow the Mendelian pattern, even non-Mendelian pattern, there are so many different kind of genetic tests, and genetic counselors are there who can prevent such mishaps to happen. But what about the couples who give birth to an autistic child, who give birth to a child suffering from ASD? How they will get a treatment? How they will get a proper guidance? How their genetic profile will be detected, and what genes are involved? How these genes will be pinpointed? So that is the main cause. That is the main cause. And these are only interventions. The one who is being able to imitate very easily, learn very easily, you don't have to have such kind of interventions. They cannot learn easily. They have learning delays, they have speech delays. So you have to push their brain, give a spark to their brain by various activities which will help them to learn. You have to do the things repeatedly, again and again, such that they learn. That is the main thing which the interventions are doing. Say it is occupational therapy, say it is speech therapy, say it is special education. But where is the etiology? It cannot be a vague term like a mobile phone, like a vaccine, like oxygen deficiency in the placenta. It cannot be like that. It has to have some genetic interventions or some genetic impact. And that is the main reason the science, the research is lagging behind over this particular fact. If one can pinpoint the genes which are responsible, how many genes are responsible, how they are responsible, Which gene mutation may bring about core autism? Which gene mutation brings about ASD? Which gene mutation brings about ASD and ADHD? Which gene mutation bring about ADHD? Then only one can solve a problem and can have a treatment. That's the main reason. So we are only trying our child with various activities to make his or her life better, to make his or her understand the daily activities, such that once after certain period of time, brain will develop in a very slow pattern. It is surely developed, and when that will be developed, it will come automatically. You don't have to show any flashcards to make him or her learn. But that exercise should go on for the brain development. That is what is required. The development which cannot be done by a medicine, because we don't know which gene to change. And gene therapy is very much costly. It's not possible, because first you need to pinpoint the genes, the polymorphisms. Then only you can go for a therapy like that. And those therapies are also very, risky. So these are certain, myths. These are certain statements which are given, which is actually a myth, but the reality is a bit different. The reality are the genes which has undergone mutation. Either it is acquired during the lifetime or it is born with. If it is born with, you have a facial change, you have a difference in the facial expression. If he or she is not born with, then there will be no facial expression of any kind of ASD, ADHD or any kind of abnormality in the face, in the facial expression. So that's my video about the myths. Try to question your special educators that all statements are not correct. Thank you so much.